So the new live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender came out recently, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't exactly excited to watch this show, especially since I heard that the creators of the original show were kicked off of the project due to creative differences. Immediately, seeing a bit of a red flag there.
Sir.
But after a couple of days, I kept seeing online people saying how amazing this show is, and it's just like the original, and it's fucking great, and blah, 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 fucking blah. So I figured, fuck it, I'd watch it for myself and see what all the fuss was about. And to my surprise, fucking shit.
You don't say that.
Everything about this show is completely fucked. Aside from maybe the design of the characters and the scenery, at least unlike the M. Night Shyamalan version, they got the fucking names right.
My name is Ong. And I'm the Avatar.
But all character development and story beats and relationships, all the important stuff has been basically removed. It's like this show cut open the original one and then decided to parade around in it like a skin suit.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Now, I know there's plenty of people out there that are going to disagree with this statement, and that's fine. You're grown adults, you're welcome to your own opinions. Do what you want. But everything about the original that made it so fantastic and so wonderful to watch has been completely ripped out of this show. The only comparison I could think of as to why people are actually watching this show is imagine you're in the desert and you're starving of thirst. Somebody comes along with a pot of fucking hot dog water. You're gonna drink the water. Now imagine you're trying to relive your nostalgia and enjoy a brand new Avatar: The Last Airbender. And somebody comes along with, I don't fucking know, a pot of goddamn hot dog water. Now, I'm not going to go into a full breakdown on the synopsis of this show. I'm hoping and assuming that you've seen the original one. Otherwise, I have no idea what you're doing here, but hopefully you enjoy. But if you haven't seen the original one and you have children who haven't seen the original, I highly recommend you watch it. You watch it together. That show's full of life lessons that could easily be applied to life today, and I think it's really good for people to learn them. Things like overcoming jealousy and obstacles in life, forgiveness, things like that. Lord knows there's entirely too many cunts in the world that need to learn some forgiveness.
You're continuing source of inspiration to him.
But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the absolute butt fuckery that ruined this show.
It's gonna be fun on the bun.
One major problem with this show is the storyline itself. Yes, it's essentially the same fucking thing, but instead this time they decide to remove major events, or they just give you the payoff of those events without any work leading up to them. Things like Katara getting her waterbending scroll. In the original, she had to steal it from pirates and then fight them, and all sorts of shit happened.
Hey, you did the water whip. I couldn't have done it without your help.
A little bit more eventful. This time, no, Grandma just had it the entire time she's been alive, and just like, here you go, fuck it, you can have this now. Or what about when Aang finds out that Gyatso died, his teacher, and the person who basically raised him since he was a child? In the original, plenty of scenes showing how happy he was and how much this man meant to Aang.
Are you going to help me with these cakes or not?
All right.
2, 3.
In this version, though, we get, 2 scenes of them interacting, one of which is a bummer when he finds out that he's the Avatar? You can't have major events in a show with no fucking work put into it. This is the epitome of just being a lazy fuck. All these creators are really doing is just jingling some fucking nostalgia keys in your face, being like, hey, remember this thing that you love from the show? Look at it. You love it. Grab it. It's fucking lazy, and this is not how you write a good show. The CGI in this show is okay, I suppose, especially for being a Netflix show. Especially the beginning scene where it shows an earthbender fighting a group of firebenders. Came out pretty fucking sweet, not gonna lie. It actually made me excited for a minute, thinking this wasn't gonna be a giant piece of shit. But then there's times like when Aang goes into the Avatar state for the first time, and it looks like he's basically made of Play-Doh while simultaneously taking a shit, and it's fucking hysterical.
You are my friend.
Now, I understand CGI is a very complicated process, and I don't know if it was due to reshoots or what the problem was, but there's no consistency from the beginning to the end of the show on how good the CGI quality actually is. That one's probably the smallest nitpick, but sometimes the CGI is just so funny that it kind of ruins the scenes. Speaking of things that made me chuckle in the show, the fight scenes are also pretty abysmal. Whether it's the 1,000 jump cuts, the poor CGI, or just the lack of coordination in the fights themselves, they're pretty fucking laughable. Now again, in the first episode, they started off pretty strong. The fight between the Earthbender and the Firebenders was pretty awesome. The fight between the Air Nomads and the Fire Nation, also pretty awesome. Pretty brutal. I was into it. But everything after that is like they just said, fuck it, we could cut it apart and make it look like they're fighting each other. Which is really disappointing because I know the actors that play Aang, Zuko, and Zhao are all trained martial artists. Those motherfuckers actually know how to fight. But being talented doesn't exactly fix the part of people who are making the film have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Which brings me to my next point, the acting. The acting in this show is probably one of the worst qualities it has. Now the kids, you could probably let that slide a little bit. Most kid actors are absolute shit. But it's the adults that are the fucking problem. They're just as bad, if not worse. Aside from one random-ass Earth Kingdom guard, who for some reason was the best actor in the entire show, and he had about 3 minutes of screen time. No idea who the fuck that guy is, but someone better call him and give him better roles. But everybody else feels like they're acting in an off-Broadway stage play. Better yet, it actually reminds me of when the Fire Nation did a stage play about Avatar, and for some reason Aang was a chick and it was fucking hilarious.
Who are you, frozen boy?
I'm the Avatar, silly! Here to spread joy and fun!
That's how goddamn bad this acting is. The line delivery is atrocious, the fucking dialogue is even worse, and then there's the goddamn exposition. How does that saying go? Tell, don't show? Every conversation they have is just an exposition dump. It could be easily shown with 1 or 2 scenes, and it would actually get us to develop the characters and actually get to see things unfold. But no, instead we get stupid shit like Katara's grandmother reading word for word the narration to the original story.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed.
Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
And last but not least, but certainly the biggest fucking problem in this show, is the characters themselves. Now, I know there's a lot of characters in this show, so I'm not going to go into full detail on everybody, but I figured I'd give you a nice little speed round just to give you an example. Starting with Suki. In the original, she was an absolute badass, one of the best warriors in the entire show. This time, she decapitates some watermelons, does nothing badass, and then creepily simps over Sokka for no other reason than he has a penis. Umi used to be batshit insane and fucks with the Avatar to help teach him some life lessons about thinking outside the box. Now he's just a senile old man that's just a dick to everybody and blames Aang for all the world's problems. Uncle Iroh, a wise, charismatic, tactical genius, trying to live out his life in peace and leave behind his dark and evil past, but you push him too far and he will absolutely bring that dark side out and fuck you up. Now he's just some fat hippie guy there for comedic relief or exposition dumps with no signs of being a badass until everybody tells you he is. General Zhao, a once formidable and fully capable foe that would relentlessly hunt the Avatar to the ends of the earth, proving that he should never be taken lightly with the amount of aggression he would use. Now he's just some cuck that takes credit for shit he never did and lets a 12-year-old girl do all of his deciding for him. Azula, quite possibly one of the greatest antagonists to ever be in a TV show. She's incredibly powerful. She always seems to be a step ahead of everybody else. Oh, and she's absolutely fucking deranged and a psychopath. And she's gonna kill anybody who gets in her fucking way. Now she's just a jealous little fucking weasel who constantly needs affirmation from everybody around her, and for some reason she looks like she's still in grade school. Sokka, a very goofy and immature yet overconfident dude that quickly gets humbled when Suki kicks his ass, forcing him to work his ass off and become a very resourceful and tactical leader. Now he's just some overconfident douchebag that throws out a snarky comment once in a while, while repressing his deep-seated daddy issues. Zuko, the character with probably the best character arc out of everyone in the entire show, used to keep all of his emotions bottled up except for his rage and would unleash unholy hell on anyone that crossed his path. Now he's just a whiny cunt that likes to throw temper tantrums as if he's a toddler who was just denied a toy at the store, while everyone else reminds us what a giant bitch he is. Katara, quite possibly the second most important person in the show, was a very emotionally driven character, using her rage, her jealousy, or her love for her friends to force her to become a stronger bender or just a better person in general. Now they've turned her into an emotionless plank of wood that just seems to be good at everything she does, because fuck it, we can't have an emotionally driven woman character. That would be sexist. Alright, speed round is done. Now we're moving on to Aang, the protagonist, the Avatar himself. And boy did they fuck this character right up. They got absolutely nothing about this character correct. Every lovable trait about him, being goofy, fun, caring, loving, helpful, any of it. It's all gone. What we're left with is this useless little whiny twat who fucking can't do a single thing to help anybody. He has two responsibilities. Learn the elements, fucking save people. And anytime someone needs saving, he doesn't do fuck all. Someone else has to come and bail him out. Like when Kyoshi Village gets attacked by the Fire Nation, Aang doesn't do shit. No, fucking Kyoshi herself, the last Earth Avatar, takes over his fucking body and wipes out the whole army by herself.
I will show you what that power can do.
Then this miserable cunt also can't help but apologize for shit that was out of his control. Shit he didn't even do. Like when he tries to give Katara advice on how to help with her waterbending, and it didn't really help. It's not her fault, it's his fault, because he's just a bad teacher, and she's amazing. Fuck you. How do you take one of the most lovable characters and just butcher the shit out of him? The kicker is, these pieces of shit actually decided that instead of showing us an Aang that is just like the way he's supposed to be, they have him explain that to his fucking flying bison. I shit you not, he literally spends about 5 minutes telling Appa about what a fun, loving, and carefree, and how he just wants to have fun kind of kid. That's it. That's the only example we get. He rides his air scooter into a wall once, and we're supposed to laugh because it's from the opening scene of the cartoon. Eat a dick. That's it. That's all I got. I've been sitting here too long without beer. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It's been a pain in my ass. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Follow me on social media. I do things on there sometimes. And if you didn't like the video, well, fuck it, I have ways of drowning that pain. But like always, I appreciate the hell out of all you guys. Thank you again. I'll see you on the next one.